Okay. Last time on the Talos Principle, we had some cool breakthroughs. I learned that I can send a laser across from room to room through these purple doors. We spent a really long time on one of these that looks like a maze, where you have to jam the various doors from the start. You kind of like overlook this hedge maze. And I couldn't get it. So, I forget what my plan was when we left off. What's this one? Higher ground. I think, yeah, this is the one I was working on last time. We might leave it behind and just go for something else entirely. We also spent a little bit of time outside of the desert, near the tower, on like the first level of the tower, with the 2 connectors that are in that room. And we have the recorder, the play button, so we can make duplicates of ourselves. We need 2 more pieces for section C and 3 more pieces for a different mechanic. Let's go back to the main hallway. Also, with our adventures talking to our computer friend last time, what progress did we make there? I don't know, they're teaching us about logic and the difference between animals and humans and what is consciousness and does it defy the laws of physics. Oh, we found a new area that had a lot of stuff around the outskirts of like the overworld map that we could interact with. That was cool. I enjoyed that. This one's called Blown Away. It's a red, so it's difficult, but maybe we can get it. Fresh start. There's a source. Is there a recorder here? What kind of skills do we need for this puzzle? What is love? Yeah, the computers are asking us all kinds of deep and pressing questions about humans. Oh yeah, there's a star in there. Remember that. Okay, this is gonna give us a cube. Fun. That's helpful. Now we can use this light to get here. What's over here? I hear fans. Oh. There's a whole nother section that way, okay. What else do we need to use that fan for? And why does this open up? Am I supposed to bring the block over here? I don't see how that's possible. Through some finagling, maybe. I'm gonna jump up and stand on this statue's lap. What about over here? This seems like a low wall. Just sand. Can we do a connector if I do this? No. Oh, I wonder, is there something across the way that has a red laser for this? Pause. No, because across the way is just where we came from. Maybe it's one of these other ones, though. But there's got to be a connector out here somewhere for that to work. Okay, I won't get that distracted. I just wanted to take a quick look. I really want to know what the next area looks like. Wait, I already finished this one? I must have misread the signs. That was fun. Good job, Jen. We're having our usual streamer brain warm-up. In that case, I'll gladly look elsewhere for a connector. I was gonna say, I saw the sign by the front and thought that I hadn't done that one yet. Hi Boba, welcome in. How's it going? How are you? How much time have I spent wandering this courtyard? Very much or very little? I wonder if one of these has a fan in it. Or you have to send the connector outside the level. Should I say if I get sense of deja vu or just watch? Just let the struggle happen. If I had started getting mad, then... then we could, change gears, but... oh, that was unpleasant. It didn't take me very long to figure out. I keep forgetting you don't get as tilted as quickly as lots of folks. I'm pretty patient. I try to be. Or I guess try to stay untilted for my own sanity. Eagle's nest? I know I already have this one. Now I'm looking for a red laser source or a connector. What's that? Oh, that's purple from the other level over there? Interesting. It doesn't let me jump up onto that. Come on, let me parkour. Oh, boo. Okay, well, this is not the answer. Where does that... that's part of this puzzle. Oh, right. I think I remember this one. Okay, I don't think this is worth exploring further. See, I looked at this way and focused on the red instead of the yellow. With the X through it. No portal item hopping. It's very disappointing. Oh, I remember this one. This one sucks. I couldn't figure out what was going on here. But there is a red source. I always want the answer to be jumping up on the half walls. And it never is. This one sucks because you can get through. Oh, I remember doing this. You can get through all these little side areas and get these blocks, and I don't really know what the blocks are for. 2 blocks, 2 fans. Nice. Gravity, yeah. There's altogether too much gravity in this game. Is this on? Yeah. Where does this send you? Just hanging out. There's a connector. Or those aren't even connectors. You can't interact with those. They're just connections on a pole. Think, Jen, think. What have we done before? I think we've put one here and stopped this red laser before, right? What did that do? It turns off this. There's a ladder right there. Which I've gone in here before to look around, but it hasn't helped us. Hi Pizza Cat, welcome in. How's it going? What else is on that side? Is this something over here? I don't think so. Why would I want to turn that fan off? To grab the fan blade? And we've looked at these before, right? That's just some dirt. This is a weird one. Let's try... What do all these different fans do? Like, do I want to send a cube over here? Does that do us any good? Is this a secret special alcove? I don't know. Drop. Nope. Oh yeah, and this is where the block is. That fan is the one. I have to interrupt this blue laser in order to get that. So is there a spot where the laser is low enough that 2 blocks would get in front of it? Huh. What if I jump here? Yeah, go, 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 go. Spam space button. It's working. Block the laser. I think that's the solution they want. I wonder if... Wait, so if that one is interrupted... It's the same thing, right? So maybe I'm way overthinking. Oh, I remember, because there's not a fan directly under this one. So this one's a lot harder to block. But I think you can block it by... like jumping forward, maybe? And then you have the fan propel you over at super speedy speed. Because that one's still going. And then you need a second one to push you here at super speedy speed. Do I have a second one somewhere? Or just these two? Do I have a third one? I don't think so. Done with your hours for the week? That's a good feeling, I bet. What's up with that ladder? Oh, what if you don't need the fan? What if you can just stand on this? No, I don't think you get high enough. Your birthday's next week. Happy early birthday. How do I not have enough fans, please? Oh, wait. There's just one lying over here that I forgot about? Okay. That was weird. Oh, there's like barely enough time. But that seems to be what I need to do. Okay, and then you have to go in a loop to get back. No, don't. This is very strange. Why is it not showing the orange in front of me? There's something about having that other block underneath me that it doesn't like. Do I have to get to it in time to grab the fan off the thing? I love that I keep trying to go backwards. I also feel like, oops, There must be a more important, I mean a more efficient way to fall out of the wind stream. And also, what is the other block for? That must be it. Got it. We did it! Good start. Hi Daxon, welcome in. How's it going? We did some Tetris. Now what else can I do with these fans? Whee! No connectors though in this puzzle, it doesn't seem. Good has been got. I needed that. Yeah, it doesn't even have connectors on the list. So we're missing... I thought that was one of the pieces we needed. Wait, so it has to be a green version of that sigil? Oh, I am so far off. We're just running around collecting red sigils that I can't use. Did I finish this area? Hi Laramie, welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, I finished except for the star. And there's only one room in that area that has any connectors. I wanna try for the star a little bit longer. Or just poke around. Luckily I've been good today. I'm glad you've been good. They're called Tertanimos. They're sigils. Star. Are these are the fans from the other area. So if I could see that red. Okay, well I need to release the block. I need it. Come here. Can I see it if I just whoop? Oh yeah. But I don't think I can send it anywhere. Still needs to be taller. Tetronimos. Oh, that makes sense. Tertanimos, Tetris blocks used by turtles. Turts. Bleeping typo ruining my actually. You know? It's a sign. No more actuallys. Where? Okay, this, I'm counting this as progress, but we need another block. There's not one in there. Do we think it's possible to send a block over from yonder? My theory is that we need another block. I don't actually know if that's the case. Maybe we can do it from here since there's no metal. But, now there's a blue... What's it? Oh, and the red is all the way here. Right there. I don't think anything is going to be in line of sight. Yeah. Well, what if we just do the similar way that we solved the puzzle in the first place? It's still not tall enough? Or maybe it just needs to come over to the right a little bit? Dicey. Okay. Hey. We did it. We got the star. I can't be mad about that. It's a good day. Fortune smiled. This was area number 3.
Here we go.
Perfect. Thanks, Magus. Feels good. We need to find green sigils. Tetronymos, if you will. Oh, it's not lit up anymore? Is that my imagination that that is slightly less bright than this? No, that's not my imagination. Okay, these are not green. There is no 4 on that side. Here's 4. That's not green. That's not green. Are all the green ones back in the other area? Maybe I've gotten smarter since the last time we attempted those. Are there any greens here? No, I don't have access to this. My poor brain is stumped. Alright, say goodbye to desert for a bit. Bye, desert! See you later. Oh, what's up here? They gotta give us a block in there at some point. What games are you all working on lately? Besides Stray. I mean, if you're working on Stray, please tell me. I want to know how it is, if you like it, without spoilers. I'm most looking forward to that. I'm kind of itching to do more B-sides. Somehow, with all the infuriation, it was really fun. This is how we originally opened that door. Trying to get through these puzzles and explore humanity through gaming, especially in this game. Happy Thursday. Happy almost Friday. There's our big old tower. Doing Plague Knight playthrough? Nice. I hope it didn't give you too much trouble. B-sides, maybe skip 3B for a hot second. Yeah, 3B scares me. Forgot to copy raid message. It's okay. Hi, Jackie Soar. Welcome in. It's hard. I've not played Shovel Knight, but I've watched some friends play it. It looks fun. I'm sure challenge runs and stuff like that are tough. Do you go through it? You go through it with different characters. That's what Plague Knight run means. Have you played Talos Principle? Oh, was this one here before? I'm afraid of that tower. There's something terrible inside it. Never think about it. Don't even look at it. Just focus on doing the work. I have streamed at the start of the year. Nice. What did you think of it? There are times when it drags for me a little bit when it's slow, but it keeps me coming back. It's not that I'm like, oh, I'm stuck. I want to get rid of it. I want to stop playing it. But I get, you know, long stretches of one puzzle or one star. Shovel Knight is the ultimate in DLC content. Lots of replayability. It sure is about Tetris pieces. Yeah, that's it. No philosophy whatsoever, just Tetris. Low-key skipped all the lore. Oh, really? I've been loving the reading. I like it as a break from the puzzles. It brings up some good discussion. And I have a notebook. Actually, I haven't busted out the notebook yet today for this, but I have like little things that aren't included in your journal that I try to keep track of different entries, but I don't have the full picture yet. Is there lore in Shovel Knight? I think in my head I compare Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight, but I know that they're not the same. They're not that similar, I don't think. They just have similar names. Can I get up on here? Parkour. You have a shovel and you are a knight. That's the lore. I like it. Simple. Well, thank you again for the raid. Everyone go follow Tyra Nerd. Thank you for the shout out again, Maggie. And if you need to do the post-stream stuff, relax, stretch, get some food, whatever that may be. If you want to lurk or hang out, that's cool too. We're glad to have you. They are finishing mowing here very shortly at my unit, so hopefully you can't hear it too loud through the window. I knew this was gonna happen. Here it comes. They're doing like the edges of the flower bed. It shouldn't take very long. Shovel can make a hole in the ground. Totally connected. Okay, I believe you. It's canon that the lore is intertwined. I don't know what I'm doing. Looking for secrets that don't exist. Climbing on top of things. We're going down. Also, for anyone just coming in, reminder, we are doing a big charity stream tomorrow, the Trek for Trans Empowerment. I'm going to be in Star Trek cosplay, and we're raising money for Trans Empowerment Project. I will keep reminding you all throughout the stream today, just so nobody misses the news. And we have a command for that, a couple of commands, TEP and Trek for TEP, with all the good details. So this is where we started. This is the temple. Is this open to us yet? Doesn't look like it. Neither is this. We need these. I've not done anything in this level? Why not? Okay, the computer doesn't have a message for me at this time. This is a pretty little courtyard. Here's the lily pads from the intro screen. Splashing, making some waves. Do we think there's a paint bucket somewhere? This isn't the piece I need, but I want to walk up here. Oh, there's a red laser. Maybe it goes across to the other side. Maybe we didn't have the mechanic we needed for this yet. I have read a message on a wall that speaks of a world of endless sand. I would like to make it far enough to see that. We've been there. Don't say the sand quote. Oh, there's a connector. Okay, let's do this one. Trapped inside. Were you able to do every puzzle so far? No, I skip around a bunch. I haven't really been going in order even. There's a lot that I start and can't finish, so I would come back to them later. The two we started with today were ones that I had seen maybe a couple streams ago, and I didn't get them, but I got them this time, so I will take that as a win. Oh. Weird. Trapped inside. That's not working out very well for us. Okay. There we go. No longer trapped inside. Now just trapped here. But we don't need that other one. Got stuck for like 2 hours on one puzzle, then got it first try. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. There really is something to letting your brain rest and sleep on a puzzle. At least for me. Every time I'm like, no, I'm gonna get this right now. And then if I come back later, something clicks that didn't click before. I feel like... I don't think I saw a blue receiver yet, but I definitely like having this laser source set up near the entrance, because if we want to pull this from the outside, we can. If we find a connector. I don't know if there's one I can send over a wall somewhere or what. We've kind of been Easter egg hunting a little bit too. I found a couple. I love all the overworld stuff. I'm always running around getting the message you get when you go in the water.
The beginning were the words, and the words made the...
Okay, I didn't actually need to do that, because that reset that other puzzle, but we've got these other Tetris pieces to get. Oh, there's a red receiver, but there's a fence in the way. I wonder if this lowers once you get the Tetris piece? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it, because I haven't seen a star. Locked from inside. What's all this? Playground. Let me jump up here.
To Earth.
Thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Hi, TT. Welcome in. Hi, Ariane. Welcome in. Just saying hi. Should definitely go to bed. Gotta catch a train early in the morning. Safe travels. Thanks for saying hi. Get some rest if you need to. It's good to see you. TT, how's it going? How's your week? Alright, what's going on with this one? Hidden little receiver here? What's happening? How often do you try jumping over the fences? I jump on the fences Pretty often. In places where it probably doesn't make sense for me to try to jump over the fences. Gonna absorb the calm vibes here while I catch up. Work is hectic. Oh, I hope it clears up for you, TT. Yeah, we'll send all the calm that we can. Tell your work to chill. I think this is a better setup for, yeah, this one. And then we've got that one, which I can get to if I get another connector. This is confusing. Do I need to open that? What's in there? Another connector. Okay, yeah, I think I need that. Maybe, maybe not. Who can say? Oh, so many. Doors and receivers and doors and receivers and doors and receivers. Oops, that opens that one. Can I pull you through here? But then if I pull this one, it's gonna take all of these away. So what if I take just this one? And now where's the receiver I need? In here? Oh, I'm so turned around. I think I need to pull these like out of there one at a time. Yeah. Something like that. Oops. Or maybe just this? That one I need to keep there. Oh, I see. To keep this door open. That should have gotten it. Yeah. Just made me a little dizzy, but we got it. Now we can go to the new section. C. I have a feeling we're gonna need to use lasers across these doors for some of these harder ones, but I haven't seen a spare connector yet. What's up with you up here? Intense difficulty. I'm too curious about the new area. Let's go check it out. Was there a star here? There is a star here. Why is that one? This is on the right of this. Why is this on the left of this? Does that mean something? Maybe. I haven't really ever paid that much attention to where they are positioned, but maybe some of them mean they're in the overworld and some of them mean it's inside of a level. I don't know. Let's leave. Bye! That's all we can do here for now. That's all I want to do here for now. I want to see another puzzle area. Oh, this coaster keeps sticking to the bottom of my cup. I'm making a loud noise. Elohim, are you gonna talk to us? Now that we've unlocked a new zone? Have I even been in here before? Yeah, because we've read this. Oh, I just realized I only have one earbud in. Sometimes I do that. I'm probably talking a lot quieter though because I can't, because my earbuds weren't blocking anything, so I didn't feel like I needed to talk over anything. No. Also, this isn't the right way. But maybe if we reverse it. Okay. C. What does this lobby look like? Pipes? Ladders? Metal, stairs, a message. I wonder what's down there. I don't know who to trust. I'm afraid to go on. I haven't seen that name yet. Didymus? Didymus? The last land before I have conquered this world. I assume you're counting the secret islands? I hate you. Don't forget the secret islands. Took the words right out of my mouth. More bad replicas of Forgotten Worlds. Can't wait. There must be something deeper, something more profound than what I am, something greater. I must tear at it, shred this fake world to find the truth, to find myself. We've made it this far. You only need the red ones to climb the tower, and these are the last of them. Ooh, the red ones that I have 8 of, it looks like. Maybe Elohim keeps getting mad when I collect the red ones. I'm not sure. Hi, Mom. Welcome in. How's it going? The reds are a lie. Green is the color of eternal life. Holier than thou. Version 47. I hadn't really noticed anything with the red ones. I've been not paying close enough attention to the colors. I've just been solving the ones I can solve, and then when I can't solve them, I go read computer terminals. Let's go! We just unlocked a new area.
You have come far, my child,
So loud.
succeeding where so many before you failed. You have walked through a land of ruins and a land of death. Now the land of faith lies before you.
Land of
know
faith.
that as you have shown faith in me, so do I have faith in you.
Oh, I got an achievement. Land of Faith. Another temple. This looks like the first temple. This is a secret door. These ones are all red. With all mechanics that I have. Oh, this is a mechanic I don't have. This requires yellows, so I feel like the next thing I want to do is go unlock yellows. What does it mean? So somber. Does it register these puzzles on my... No, the clipboard thing. It requires so many. What does it say when I open it? Oh, but it does start to fill it in, so then I can make a note of the ones I'm missing. I could spend a long time on this game and never get everything.
Before the gates
Oh my god.
of eternity. When all your trials have been overcome, the gates will open and you will be granted life everlasting.
Let me in. First to ascend. Ascend, ascend. Everyone ascends or gets reset eventually. What's the big deal? Life eternal in the designer's paradise? Alright, well. There's our goal. What do these other ones look like? I feel like I saw some other flash of light over there, but I must have imagined it. 3 stars? Acquire Tetris for more Tetris requirements, yeah. Much Tetris. Take axe? Let's go open stuff. Forget everything. I don't think there's any boarded doors in here. Bye. Forget about Tetris. We've got an axe. We're gonna use this. Well, first we're going to the 3 ABC, right? So let's use it on the tower. Because we've got the 2 connectors. That we can hopefully get to that other area. No, we can get that star. It's not a new area. I got an axe. Child, what are you doing? Put down the axe. It's too dangerous. I got an achievement. Okay, let's go. Can I just put this down? And just leave it? Maybe we need it for the upper area. Where's the elevator? So many floors. Feels impossible.
To track primary subject. Access denied. Query.
You can't catch me. I'm off the grid. Oh. What else can I use this on? Oh, I definitely should have left it downstairs though, because now I'm going to have to come back up here to get it. I'll leave it in the elevator. What happens if you forget where the axe is? Oh, I guess you can hit reset and then it goes back to its resting spot. This all got reset. Dang, I need to be careful on not rewinding like I did. I didn't mean to. I just went too far out in the water. Still don't really understand the point in this puzzle. But the music in here is kind of cool. I wonder if you put that one up on top of the staircase, if you can get clearance. I wanna try that real quick. Let me try that. It's gonna make this annoying noise for a little bit here. Oh, but you don't have line of sight with this. Oh, it doesn't go above the little Wheatley. You would think it would. So close. Not really. I wonder if I change the angle on it somehow on this receiver, if that would fix it. Maybe put it closer here. No, that made it worse. There we go. We did it. I could have done this all along, but I needed to rest and think on it. Let's read. Take some notes. Library session. Truth. Athena chapters. Human reproduction. Okay. Here, I want my pen, not my pencil. This is tower level 1. I know it'll say this in my journal, but I want to write this down anyway. I was making a note of which logs had long strings of numbers. And also I was writing down some of the names that are represented by symbols like $, ampersand, section, all those ones. Human reproduction. Okay. And device manager? Detecting auxiliary hardware, found one external device. Driver. Elevator controller driver. Entering elevator security configuration. Show current operating parameters. Floor access control. Auxiliary stairway access control. Exit this utility. Querying accessible elevators. Vendor, model, device. Main Nexus elevator. Floor 7. Shafts 1. Software expired. Authorization mode. Code. Current access parameters. Floor 0 unlocked. Floor 1 unlocked. Floor 2 locked. And 3, 4, 5, 6 require code. Select floor to reconfigure? Would you like to unlock too? Yes? Do I have a code somewhere? Let me look at my notes. LZ19, L0, but that's not what we're looking for. Area 2. Some of these notes I don't remember what they mean. Hi fishies, welcome in. How are you? This is a puzzle game. Yeah. We're hacking into the elevator. Love to update drivers within a game. It's very riveting adventures. Doing computer coding and driver updates. No, I don't have, as far as I can tell, a code. I have lots of notes, but no code. Some notes on how to do one of the clone puzzles and what some of the other text logs contain. Okay. Floor access control. I feel like if I try to do 3, it'll lock me out. Please enter the code. Cancel. Oh, I wanted to do other stuff. I wanted to look at more stuff. Device manager. I didn't look at the next one yet, whatever that was. Oh, staircase access. Your software license has expired. This auxiliary stairway is in always open mode. Please renew your license to enable auxiliary stairway locking. Okay. Let's read truth. Hi Cavernous, welcome in. Do not believe what they are saying. This is not the end of the world created by our Lord God in 6 days. Sorry, G-D. G-D. This is a conspiracy of the government, Illuminati, and international Darwinism. This is global warming 2.0, a lie told by the children of Beelzebub. Science. Do not let them take your liberty. Exodus 21:24. Defend yourself against all vaccines, experiments, artificial medicines, and popery? Yeah, I don't subscribe to that. I will take their vaccines. Things that haven't aged well. Athena Reborn, a novel. Contents: Theogony. 2. Zeus Speaks. 3. The Lost Children of Hephaestus. 4. Dreams of the Labyrinth. 5. The Songs of Eris at Nightfall. 6. Athena in the Garden of Hesperides. 7. The Buried City. 8. The Riddles of the Sphinx. 9. The Age of Faith. 10. The Madness of Coeus. 11. Olympus Revealed in the Clouds. 12. The Council of Zeus. 13. Skepsis and Synthesis. 14. The Judgment of Hephaestus. 15. Zeus reflects upon creation. 16. A Second Awakening in the Kingdom of Artemis. 17. Anthropogeny. Fun. This is Table of Contents 1 through 17. G/D is the Jewish way of writing God, since it is blasphemous to write it out. Oh, I did not know that. Thanks. This one is called Human Reproduction. Surely if a machine is able to reproduce another machine systematically, We may say that it has a reproductive system. Archive 1872 CE F553. And how few of the machines are there which have not been produced systematically by other machines. But it is man that makes them do so. Yes, but it is not insects that make many of the plants reproductive, and would not whole families of plants die out if their fertilization was not affected by a class of agents utterly foreign to themselves? Each one of ourselves has sprung from minute animalcules whose entity was entirely distinct from our own, and which acted after their kind with no thought or heed of what we might think about it. These little creatures are part of our own reproductive system, then why not we part of the machines? Why not we part of that of the machines? What? Okay. Human reproduction. Machine reproduction. But I can't come back to this if I take the connectors with me. Also, I definitely thought I was going to be able to get up there, but... Oh, is this going to stay open? Where does this go? This is now open. Okay. I am happy with that. This is what I wanted to do. Is there somewhere I can send this across the way? No, I don't see any receivers in here. And we need both of these, so let's put them both in the elevator with the axe. Today has been exciting with new tools. And we can go to the next level on the with the elevator, but let's go down first. Hey Mr. L, welcome in. How's it going? Congrats on Portal 2. Such a cool game. Alright, we made it. I passed it. I wonder what the line of sight is gonna be. I feel like this needs to go... Oh, maybe we have to stand out here on this hill. What did you think of it, Mr. L? Did you like how it all ended up? It's been a while since I played. I don't know if I would remember everything about how it ends. I hope that gives me enough room. We'll see. In the beginning were the words, and the words were the words. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. What else can I do with that thing? I don't think there's any other receivers out here. I enjoyed how it wrapped up, if a bit sad about Wheatley going mad. Wheatley was a cool character. Wheatley was an unexpected... I don't know. I just remember there being lots of surprises. Oh yeah, now can I light up these dish things? Can I climb up that tube yet? There's no receiver down there. I already read this stuff at that terminal. I want to do the co-op story, but need to find someone who hasn't played it yet. Yeah. The co-op's fun. Let me climb up here. Boo. Connect to this. Connect to this. Connect to the lightning storm. All right. Maybe that's all I can do for now. If I stand in the middle of the triangle, I get superpowers. Let's grab our axe. I feel like something made a new noise, but maybe I imagined it. Let's go back here. Elohim, do you have words for me? Are any of these doors I can break down? I don't think you can use an axe on something like that. Let's figure out what's behind that other door. Somehow this game became... Well, this is the one that's based on a first-person shooter, right? And now it's a melee weapon game. How did this happen? Oh, this gets us to a whole new area. Okay. I got an achievement.
Those who have discovered the holiest mysteries of my garden
Called Sacred Grounds.
serve me as blessed messengers. You
Oh, hints unlocked.
Be respectful, for their service is born from the love that transcends death. And their love is for you also.
My messengers. Whoa, what is that? Oh, but I have to use pieces to open these. Is that a connector in there? And a laser. And a fan. And a cube. Weird. Oh, time capsule? A harp.
If you're looking through the archive, you may find people from my time claiming that civilization doesn't really matter, that we'd be better off dead. We have a lot of cynics like that. I hope they seem as
Hi,
absurd
Jaeger.
to
Welcome
you as
in.
they do to me. I hope you can find something in all those files, a song, a book, a movie, maybe a game, just something that you'll love, that makes you realize how much poorer the universe would have been without it. I really hope so, because a lot of people made a lot of sacrifices to preserve it all.
That's nice. The music here is so uplifting. Okay, I have a question. If I do these, does it not... These are blue, so I'm assuming they're not included in the ones in my inventory? And I don't... If I use them, I don't lose... the ability to keep opening other stuff. That's just a guess, though. Rip. Do we have anything that faces, where is this one? Oh, just this guy. Yeah, being methodical and stuff. Whatever. Seems like a cool area, though. I keep making it so I need pieces that I don't have. The angels are singing to us. Wow. I don't think this works, because I don't think... What? That's weird. It didn't snap into place. No, then I end up with this. And some weirdness here. I want more of these than are allotted. Oh, how long do y'all want to sit here and watch me not methodically assemble Tetris blocks? We're winging it. What was up here? This one? Ah. At least the music is nice. And I can't really make the reverse of this, I don't think. Or like rotate all the pieces. It would be the same issue. Because these, I don't have an opposite version of this. Hey Cabbage, welcome in. How are you? It's good to see you. We found the Sacred Grounds, which has really nice music. Maybe something like this? Oh. Here we go. Winging it wasn't so bad. But I can't go over there without having something to weigh down this switch, which would be a block. Do we want to do this right now? It's kind of fun. I said I was gonna go to the new area. No, we did go to the new area. I said I was going to go to floor 2 of the tower. But I want to mess with these a little bit longer. We have 2 of everything. No, the 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and then these 3 are all kind of mismatched. I wonder if these would go better in corners. But I'm leaving an awkward bit here. What if I just move this down? No, because it's still leaving everything in blocks like that. It doesn't like when I square it off, because then this isn't a square. We're getting little bits and pieces, but not really. I mean, this one looks cool, but that's not the solution. But it's got some nice symmetry, not symmetry to it, you know? Ooh, wow. Yeah, looks good, Jen. There we go. Reasonable. Now we can go to the other side. Whee! Oh, okay. I can't get in because I still need to get the laser and the connector. But it was fun to have a look around. Maybe there's a paint bucket. If we unlock this, this means we can get hints in the other levels, I think. Hello. We're in a place, and we've gotten some of the things unlocked. But then I wanted to have a look over here. It's some very peaceful music. Also, it doesn't seem like it's glitching nearly as much. Bees, hi, how are you? Welcome in. Let's head back to the other side. I just got to this area today.
To Earth.
I'm gonna try to unlock this final little temple area, but we'll see. Thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Android. Came in with the raid. Thanks again. A nice little surprise raid from a new friend there. How did you find us? Just from same game, same category? I should pass on the Talos Principle love afterwards. We've been raiding a friend when I was streaming this on Wednesdays, because I don't think Bren streams on Thursdays. A friend who's playing Obra Dinn. So at least puzzle to puzzle. Alright, let's see if we can't get this one unlocked. 3 of these. No, 2 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these. I dream of an endless puzzle game raid, yeah. Mostly because Twitch didn't let me have the other name. They've increased their username filters for sure. Thank you for that follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. I am mostly just winging these. Also a reminder, like it says in the title, I don't want any hints or help or tips unless I say safe word. So please hold off on the help and guidance unless I use that, or you'll see the first command in chat sometimes from the mod just reminding you of how I do my first playthroughs. Enjoy the struggle. Can't stick around, but I'll try stop some other time. Thanks, PJ. We'd love to have you. Thanks, Maggie. It's a bit of a lengthy one, but it has been definitely worth it for my playthroughs. We were talking earlier, I'm pretty patient. I don't hit rage quit that quickly, so I like to struggle through it on my own if I can. Oh, we're left with the wrong one left over. I feel like we can remedy this. And thank you for that follow, Booker. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. I liked where this was going. I don't... Keep ending up with something like that here. Oh, I don't even have this as an option. I think I'm jumping around in this game a lot too. I want to see what this unlocks, but we've got other places we can go, and I haven't decided if we're in completionist mode or not with this game. I can't tell if I want to stick through it for every star. I don't have one that fits here. Our strange fools raise some good non-backseating sons. Oh, wonderful. It's tough. It's really tough to find... Not tough to find other streams that do that as well. But for people who have sometimes just joined Twitch and haven't seen the tag before, and you're the first person that has to be like, oh, sorry, please don't say anything. It can be rough. It can be jarring for like a first time viewer, which is, you know, not my fave, but I understand that it's not for everybody. Like, not everybody wants to hold back on help and watch the struggle happen. I mean, this is a nice little tower I've built here, but it does not... No, this is facing the wrong way. Ooh. We can do it. There we go. Yay! And now we need the connector. I think we have to carry the connector over there with us once I get it open. I was so close for a bit, yeah. These... I like seeing what my brain can do just as is without taking too many notes, and then if we get really stuck, I'm not afraid to bust out the notebook either. Oh, that one was very straightforward. We played The Witness last year and I love it. And I'm not one of the people that's like, okay, count this many, diagram out this many. I just kind of go for it. So we're very in the moment. We're very, what's the word? I don't know. Playing it by ear. Trying things as we go. My opinion is Tetris should be banned from all games. I don't want to play Tetris. Okay, so here's a little altar. But I'm assuming this will still say that I need to awaken the messenger. Oh, no, it's just chilling. There's no options yet. What else is in here? Little windows. A tower. Okay, let's go inside. Oh. Angels. 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 Z4D kill. Only through mercy can we reach eternal peace. I shall bring knowledge and healing to the children of Elohim, dude. I shall remember the names of the dead in eternity. Hey, Boba! Epitaph what? Wait a second. I shall protect the Garden of Worlds in eternity. My counsel will guide the children of Elohim to glory. Without the word of Elohim in our hearts, we are nothing. Shout out to Boba. Thanks for the messages along the way. Okay. No, that is not where I wanted to put you. I don't have, okay, there we go. Wow. Hello? It's Boba! You're alive again! Hi. We're android friends. I wish I could wave at you. Wait, this is so weird though. What? I thought it was just gonna be something to do with paint buckets. Okay, let's try to talk to you. What's up? Hello? Use? How do I use? Is this like a free puzzle that you solve for me? This is still just my journal. Okay. So, it's you! You're alive! I'm assuming, now that I've awakened a messenger, in one of the other levels that has the paint bucket altered, now I can use this. That's what this means, right? The fact that you're here standing now, like, I can't interact with you, can I? You can answer that. We can safe word that. Just to make sure I understand how this works properly. Because I don't see anything, like, I've got the little question mark at the bottom of my screen, but I don't think I can use it until I get to one of the paint altars. Hi. Hello. Okay. Now do you just, like, stay here and hang out? Are you stuck here? Whee! Paradise. Land of the messengers. I really want to parkour up this hill. Also, for any puzzle friends that are here or came in with the raid, have you played The Looker yet? Do we have fellow witness nerds in the chat? I highly recommend you play it if you love or hate The Witness. It's totally free. The Looker is amazing. Have you looked? It was so funny. I'm so glad someone can take the game both seriously and not seriously at all. Oh, and then our next mission is to come back and find more yellow blocks, of which there are not very many in the temple. So it seems. We got all the yellows. There's reds. That's it. Let's do the tower instead. Hey, Green Mazing, welcome in. How are you? We're having a good puzzle day so far. Let's see if we can keep it going. Where am I gonna use this hint? Do I want to use it yet? I don't know. Elohim, are you gonna talk to me about the messengers? We did an elevator override, And the rest of the floors need codes, which I do not have. Maybe they're buried in my journal. It's very possible. There's 6 levels. 7. 1 through 7 or 0 through 6. And I wonder if there's 7 chapters of something. Llama, hi. Thank you for the host. Welcome in. I had the day off. National Belgium Day. Happy National Belgium Day. I hope you had a good day off. That must be nice. Little vacay. Seems Elohim lacks the power to stop me from climbing this thing. No doubt he still has some tricks up his sleeve. I say that's a fair assumption. We did override the elevator, but this is still very much blocked. These are blue, though. Oh, I see. There's our checklist. We're missing 4. That's a lot. Oh, goodness. It's never ending. Where'd our axe is in the temple. Where'd our axe go? Where'd I put that? Well, our time in the tower has been cut short. Hello, humans. Just sent the last D&D friends home. I am very tired and happy to have a late dinner. How was it, Llama? Thanks for coming in. I hope dinner is good. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going back to the original area. We haven't tried... we haven't tried any puzzles in here because I got distracted by the axe. So I already changed my mind. Let's go back in here. And we want to work towards the next power-up, which I think our only remaining yellow sigils are in the desert. Unclear. It's a great game for bumbling about, truly. Maybe I'll do this. No, maybe I'll do this instead. It was very fun and they all leveled up to 8. Always a good time. Congrats on all the level ups. I'm glad you had a good time. Alright, we need this piece for level 2 of the elevator. And that's it, but we're gonna go anyways. The computer wants to talk to me.
You have solved many of the mysteries of this land. The road before you is still long and many gates remain closed. But take comfort in your accomplishment and in your creator's pride.
Aw, thanks, Elohim. I'm so glad you're proud of me. These are apocryphal, Sarabai, and Hope. The Apocrypha of Saint Eadwald. This vision was granted by the Archangel Uriel to the humble servant Eadwald, that he might bear testimony of... Function E. I turned to the north and saw 7 black clouds coming down upon the land, and each cloud was a plague unleashed from the throne of God in the time of the Nephilim. In that age the plagues were buried in the pit, there to remain until the end of days, which was surely now come. I fell to my knees and prayed, and before me appeared 7 angels, riding their chariots, wheels within wheels, turning in the sky, and their light hid the clouds from my sight. One angel stepped down unto the earth, and by his fiery sword I knew him to be Uriel. He spoke, saying, 7 plagues have awoken in the land, but not at the hand of Elohim. Look upon the wages of sin. And shall he send forth the deluge once more to cleanse the land of this evil? Shall he end all that slithers and all that crawls, and the birds of the sky and the fishes of the sea, to end that which you uncovered in your folly? Uriel. Were there 7 messengers? There's 7 levels of the elevator, sort of. I'm making a note of it. 7 angels. 7 plagues. Lots of 7s. Lots of note-taking. And some symbols. This is an email. No, a journal entry, 982. Everything's dark and quiet. The stars are brighter than I've ever seen them. I can hear the faint sound of water high above. Inside, Alexandra is recording one of her time capsule messages while running tests on the scenario module. Arcadia is uploading another batch to the archive while muttering something about the MLA program, and Omar is sleeping on the couch we put up yesterday. And I'm sitting here writing this, having trouble believing that it will never end. That it will ever end. Sorry. That this oddly peaceful existence of ours won't just go on forever. I look at Talos and Elle, and their purpose seems like something that's always going to be in the future, an ideal to work towards, not something that will become real. I wonder if there will be quiet places in the simulation, places to rest without thinking about the future. I hope so. Everyone deserves some moments of peace. The simulation seems... The one I'm in is nice. It seems peaceful, you know? We take moments to look around and hang out. If we're in the same simulation that they're talking about... This one's an email from da-da-da to da-da-da-da-da, subjects da-da-da-da-da-da. Hi. I hope you get this. The internet's been disappearing unpredictably. I want you to know that I'm going to try and get to you. I know it's far and there's not a lot of time, but I think I can manage. I want to be with you, and on something on the road trying to get you seems better than just staying here so far away from you. At least I'll be as close as I can get. Remember, da-da-da. But hey, don't be sad. I might make it. I've thought about it, and the distance should be crossable in time. Assuming the da-da-da don't kick in before da-da-da. See you soon. I love you. Aww. These coordinates? No. An IP address. A location. Everything seems fine. I don't know. I forgot. We got admin privileges last stream. We also talked to someone else who's also in the simulation, we think. What was this one called? Hope. Email from someone on the road. Lots of deterioration and some 4-digit number sequences. That may be... Oops, I need to click down here. I don't know if these... you can't see my cursor, but I don't know if the codes in the subject line mean something, maybe? Or it's just a deteriorated message. Also, I've been writing down... This is %, dollar, section... ampersand, section, ampersand. I don't think we have that anywhere, but I can look. I have yet to find 2 of those that are alike. They're very similar. This one has the same symbols in a different order. It's always % and ampersands and dollars and sections, you know? Alright, let's look around. The leaves are falling. Very woodsy. Let's listen to this time capsule.
Sometimes I think about the Middle Ages. about what it must have been like to live in the
Cool.
ruins of a great civilization, to know that so much has been lost. But then I remind myself that while the West sank into darkness, others picked up the pieces. That civilization always survived because the great insights of philosophy and science are not bound.
Sorry, I just really wanted to look under the bridge. I'll bring it back. This one is... Oh, these ones are shaded out. Interesting. Which one was that? Oh.
If you're looking through the archive, you may find people from my time claiming that Sometimes I think about the Middle Ages, about what it must have been like to live in the ruins of a great civilization, to know that so much has been lost. But then I remind myself that while the West sank into darkness, others picked up the pieces. That civilization always survived because the great insights of philosophy and science are not bound to any one culture or people. They belong to all of us, and one day they'll belong to you.
Okay. Hi, Toons. Welcome in. You know, I've studied the 12 principles of animation, but I don't recall the Talos Principle in there. I don't know that I know any of the... If I could tell you any of the principles of animation, you want to give us a few? But Talos is clearly missing. Make it the 13th principle. The principle that your drawings could one day achieve consciousness. That your animations... How are they different from humans? They're not actually all that different. I know squash and stretch. What are the two little imp demon guys from the animated Hercules movie? Don't they have names kind of like squash and stretch, only it's like pinch and poke or something? Oh, look, it's a rainbow. Look at that! Where's the rainbow cat emote? The one I always remember is appeal because that is so horribly subject you can barely teach it. Oh yeah. Pain and panic! Oh, nothing like squash and stretch, never mind. I like how much this game reminds me of The Witness when it comes to recordings, definitely. Subjective, yeah. Appeal is very subjective. Here, hang on, I gotta tab out so I can do rainbow cat. It's this one. Thank you, Semi. Hi, Trav. Welcome in. Thanks for the hello. Oh, I also got a tab out so I can do that. Thank you, Llama. You were so fast. I should have just left it alone. You were right there. Happy Thursday, Trav. How are you? Perhaps they are beautiful because they have no purpose. There is so much beauty in these hidden corners of the world, even if they have no purpose. This is where we get to sit and reflect. Wow. Oh, I wasn't even in the water and it started the timer. Just looking for secrets. Doing all right. Glad to be done work for the day so I can chill here. I'm glad you're done too. Thanks for coming in to hang out. Unlike The Witness, I really need to pay attention to this for a while to follow anything we're working on. The puzzles are certainly... Like, each room is a whole puzzle. Kind of portal-y. So if you miss the beginning of a room, it can be hard to catch on to what the end goal is. But then the other stuff, the writing and the journals, yeah, that has some continuity. They're more like guidelines for animating in a fairly cartoony way. Squash and stretch, anticipation, staging, straight ahead action, pose to pose. Follow through, overlapping action, slow in and slow out, arc, secondary action, timing, exaggeration, solid drawing, appeal. Nice. But how goes Talos? It's good. We got some new stuff today. We unlocked a hint. We found an axe, so we broke down some of the wooden doors that we had found earlier in the game. We got to a new level of the tower. We finished the first level of the tower. So much already. I have now traveled this land extensively, and I can say without hesitation this is the most beautiful spot. Thanks, Bush. Yeah, this area is really pretty. With the rainbow. Do we want to try this one? It's got fans, blocks, and connectors. Multiply impossible ascension. The puzzles are alright, but the story is difficult to follow when I've been here for 25% of the playthrough. It's pretty cryptic. I don't know that I've put that much together. The world is ending. We're uploading every piece of data ever to a giant archive so that humanity lives on. We're testing a simulation to see maybe if our memories survive inside the simulation, but it seems like as we're doing all this research, the world is falling apart. And this happened, we don't know how long ago. In the future from 2022, but in the game timeline, I don't know what year it is. Oh, there's a cube in here too. Okay. Do I need to keep the cube in here? I don't think so. I think I need to do one of these. Maybe? That was fun. Oh, these all have things in them. Okay, so that's not actually what we want right now. I don't think. Let's go get this other cube. The distant future of 2004. Now, one of these can keep this open. Oh, here! This is where I can use my hint. Seek counsel. I don't need it yet. I'm gonna put this right there. Nope, go up there. Oh, it's definitely not tall enough. I thought that would go up way higher. Interesting. What if we put 2 cubes? I can't reach up there. Well, that's not helpful at all. So what is this fan for? We gotta open this, so... maybe we just do that. Oh. Because there's another tool in there. Another block. And that's our Tetris piece. Do we need to use this instead of jumping down from there? Do I need to get up there for the vantage point? Our last receiver is right there. You can't really see it from here. But there's only one connector. How do we get it up on top of a really tall tower? Is that tall enough? I can't tell. Is it working? No, it's going right through this gate. Oh, I wonder if I have to float up on this to put the thing on top of the 3 blocks. And then it'll finally be tall enough. That seems logical. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. Maybe. Not if I need to keep this open. Questionable. Because I don't think I can weigh this down. Oh, yes, I can. No, this doesn't work like that. What a weird one. Push yourself on top. Up to you, float. Yeah. For Baba shenanigans. There's clearly something going on with this. Fan, though. How come I can stack them that time I couldn't stack them the other time? I don't know. What happens if I do this? It looks cool. But how do I get the laser up there? There we go. I don't know what I did, but it worked. Yay! Tetris! We still need so many more. Okay. Let's take a quick stream break. I'm gonna grab a small snack and just stretch my legs for a minute. We've been going for 2 hours, 20 minutes. This has been really good. I feel like we made a ton of progress today. So here we are in a courtyard. We just got a Tetris piece, so let's go out. I wonder if that's boosted high enough to where we can get to it from another area. We'll find out. And I actually don't think there's anything else on this little island because we walked all the way around to the back and we saw the rainbow. The rainbow's beautiful. But I don't think there's any other puzzles back here. I could be wrong. There's some messages, which we read. It's about how this part of the puzzle, the simulation, has no purpose except for to be pretty. And it's beautiful in the way that it has no purpose. Which should we tackle next? We need this one most of all, but because it doesn't have any mechanics under it, that makes me think it's going to have turrets. Or not turrets. Orbs. Why can I pick this up? Part of me wants to drop it in the water. I don't know that I can. Okay. Is this part of a statue? Or it's just a rock to use on a plate somewhere? Have there been other rocks that I can pick up and I've never noticed before? There's a computer. Beep boop. Boop, beep boop. No, I can't resist the urge to talk to computers. Against Survival, Human Evolution, and Einstein. That one is from... oh. July 23rd, 2029. 2 days and 7 years from now. This is an email. Dear Miss Drennan, I heard about your project. It's the talk of the scientific community, and I'd like to make an argument for why you should abandon it. It's not that I think your idea won't work. It very well may. But we have to look beyond purely practical questions to the issue of morality, especially at this turning point in our spiritual ecology. By what right can we put living beings through all that suffering just so they can serve our purposes? Why create these pale imitations of our fatally flawed species and force them to reenact our sordid history? Why... da-da-da. What you are building, Miss Drennan, is a prison, even if there is a way out. I believe you mean well, but your idea of what is valuable is rooted in the dogma of Western civilization. We're lucky enough to be able to end our global crime spree relatively painlessly. If you consider the harm we have caused to the Earth, Why not be satisfied with that and let this planet go in peace? I hope you heed my words and let your Talos bleed out before it's too late. Respectfully, Chellis Jensen. We haven't seen that name yet. This one was called Against Survival. Chellis Jensen email. Human Evolution. Butler Samuel. 1872 CE F553. We've seen that before. I'm writing it down. Complex now, but how much simpler and more intelligibly organized may it not become in another 100,000 years, or in 20,000? For man at present believes that his interest lies in that direction. He spends an incalculable amount of labor and time and thought in making machines breed always better and better. He has already succeeded in effecting much that at one time appeared impossible, and there seem to be no limits to the results of accumulated improvements if they are allowed to descend with modification from generation to generation. It must always be remembered that man's body is what it is through having been molded into its present shape by the chances and changes of many millions of years, but that his organization never advanced with anything like the rapidity with which that of the machines is advancing. Machines are going fast. I'm going to write down this name and these dates just because I keep seeing them repeated. Samuel. Thanks, Samuel. And then the last entry here is called Einstein. Recent discussions have brought me back to an excellent 1949 article by Albert Einstein. Block quote. Okay. I recently discussed with an intelligent and well-disposed man the threat of another war, which in my opinion would seriously endanger the existence of mankind. And then we have a string of numbers. I wonder if that matches the ones from the other entry we saw, or this is just showing that the data is deteriorating. I'm gonna write these down just in case. 256 4956 414C. Thereupon my visitor, very calmly and coolly, said to me, "Why are you so deeply opposed to the disappearance of the human race?" I am sure that as little as a century ago, no one would have so lightly made a statement of this kind. It is the statement of a man who has striven in vain to attain an equilibrium within himself and has more or less lost hope of succeeding. It is the expression of a painful solitude and isolation from which so many people are suffering in these days. We've got some corruption, bizarre, casual disregard for humanity. A kind of fashionable self-hatred is prevalent or at least present in many strands of supposedly progressive da-da-da-da. Nothing seems more important to me than that we reassert the value of humanity. Despite our flaws, we must not stop celebrating the beauty of human life and human achievement. There's this tension between people who like the Talos Project, who want the preservation of humanity, it should be celebrated, we should keep everything, versus let it go, for lack of a better phrase. Is anyone coming with a raid? Played this? What did you think of it? Do y'all like puzzles? We played The Witness in the past year, we played Fez in the past year, Baba Is You, Myst. We're big fans, and this has been on my backlog for a long time. It's not what I expected. I really like how open it is. I've never heard of this one, but I do love a good puzzle game. It's you can piece it together really slowly. You can do it in whatever order you like. You can play it casually. You can binge through it all at once. I feel like it's really hard to spoil too because it's so incredibly cryptic. Like there's not, at least so far, one, you know, single turning point of an event I wish I didn't know or something like that. I'm gonna pick up this rock. It looks like there's a turret over here that's not inside of a puzzle tower. Oh. Use? Use? Use what? Is this wood? Is this something I can bring the axe over here and destroy this platform? It doesn't look wood. It looks concrete. I don't know. I'll put this down. No, it's not letting me drop it on top of that. Interesting. I've never heard of this, but I could see myself getting into it. I gotta run to grocery store before it closes. Have a safe trip. Enjoy groceries. We'll see you around, Lindsay. Thank you again so much for the raid. Oh, that rock just glitched out. So I was saying earlier it's pretty obvious from the beginning that you're in a simulation. It's because the world kind of glitches around you from time to time. Yeah, there's just a turret in here. Weird. I don't think I can get up on this ledge. Oh, I can. Okay, fun. Came into Lindsay's stream as she ended and raided. I played this game in regular 2D and liked it enough to get it for VR. It looked great in VR, but I like the gameplay of non-VR better. We had somebody raid earlier who was working on the DLC. Have you done that, Charles? Also, welcome in. Thanks for coming in with the raid. I have yet to play anything in VR. I don't, you know, I'd have to save up for the headset and the setup and all that if that was something I wanted to get into. But I don't know anybody's who I could borrow either, just to try it out and see if I would even like it, if it would make me like disoriented or anything like that. Not played the DLC? Okay. They said it was really hard. I'm just focusing on base game for now. We'll see how it goes. It's interesting I can get up here, but don't want to mess with that turret. Okay, me and my rock are gonna go this way. There is a caretaker for the simulation. I will call it roughly Elohim. Sometimes he talks to us when we go out of bounds. The only thing I played regularly in VR is Beat Saber. Yeah, Beat Saber looks really fun. Good exercise. Oh, here's a note from someone. The view from here is beautiful. It seems superfluous to the process, yet I am drawn to it. Yeah, we got a really nice view. Beat Saber's so good. I would love a VR headset for Beat Saber, but some of the quite realistic looking games make me dizzy. I can't get over the people that do horror game after horror game in VR. I don't know how you manage. Okay, there's a receiver and there's some windows over here. Is this all just a broken down puzzle that's out of commission? There has to be some way to escape, to be someone else. I refuse to accept that reality has been defined by someone else. I deserve my own reality. There's a wall that I would love for us to try to get through. Also, I've been told this game is chock full of Easter eggs. There's an Easter egg video that shows you where they all are that's like an hour long. So we've been trying to find them when we can, but for the most part I just like to explore. Randomly. Whatever we're feeling in the moment. I do not know what's going on with this little garden here. Very strange. One of my first VR games was my first Resident Evil, being Resident Evil 7, and I love The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. I never liked horror, but VR makes it so much more intense. I don't know how you do it. I don't even think Outer Wilds is like my favorite game of all time, and I don't even think I'd be able to play that in VR, just for the too real, too immersed. Too much tension. Oh. Oh, I thought this was gonna be a bigger entryway. Playing alien games and having a breath sensor so that you can hold your breath to make less sound. Oh. We did Celeste B-sides last week, and that was not scary, but people were saying like you should have gotten a heart rate monitor for this because it's so tense. Gets your heart pumping. I've never heard of a breath sensor. I know some games they use your mic. Child program codename Awakened terminated here. Child program's positional values moved outside the parameters of the known world. Don't listen to what they're saying. This world is dying, and I'll take us with it. It'll take us with it. You've got to find a way out. All right. Child program says I should get out of here. Awakened. We've not seen any messages from that one. Something is glitching hard. Is it in this rock or something? Let me up. No, I want to jump up here. Come on. It's making a weird noise. Flying the ship in Outer Wilds in VR sounds awful. The only horror game I've played in VR was Half-Life. Alex, the head crabs were a good jump scare, yeah. Weirdly enough, the worst game that gave me fear in VR is a game called Megaton Rainfall, which is like Superman Simulator. Flying through the vast nothingness of space makes me tremble so bad. The Void, again, with Subnautica, with flying in space. The Great Abyss. There's something weird going on with this pile of rocks. I don't know why it's making that sound. I'll come back to it, I guess. This is... What area are we in? This is Temple C. But I don't know what number this is. Probably just 1. There's a rock you can pick up. And a pile of rocks that sounds like maybe there's a fan terminal underneath it. I don't want to forget to come back here. I tried playing Subnautica in VR when it was first enabled and it didn't work very well. Half the time when you tried to pilot the Seamoth, you would move but clip through the Seamoth. Yeah, Subnautica is already pretty glitchy. I can imagine VR had some struggles. I wonder if Below Zero is... Oh. Way better. I went outside the world! It's Portal, we're escaping! Is this where Awakened died? To be fair, I haven't really played Outer Wilds enough to get good at flying the ship. Yeah.
Purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud.
Oh, it put me right back in the game. I want to do it again. I was not expecting that either. I was just saying how there weren't any, like, surprises, like, plot point, big turning points, and then that happened. I want to listen to that message again in the... It's in the hidden words. Which... We talked about the hidden words when we go out of bounds. Did I just get a message prompt there or no? Maybe it was to read a VR, not VR, QR code? In the public beta of Subnautica, it glitched and I accidentally deconstructed the Aurora when constructing a temp base I built at the stern. Oh my gosh. We've been playing through... I just finished Subnautica not that long ago, so I started my Below Zero stream on Sundays. There's some huge quality of life improvements, which I love. Because the base game is amazing, but definitely glitchy.
In the beginning were the words, and the words made the world. I am the words are everything. Where the words end, the world ends. You cannot go forward in an absence of space. Repeat. In the beginning were the words, and the words made the world.
I am the words are everything.
Where the words end, the world ends. You cannot go forward in an absence of space. Repeat. In the beginning.
I feel like the weird zone underneath the world was hinting at what that tells us, but I don't know. Jumping on all the rocks to see if I can make this stuff happen again. We didn't get far enough. It's still over here. I hear it. But where is it? Oh, it's by the rock that I put down. Can I bring the rock with me? I can. Are you going to talk to me again?
The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud. And in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process. The process must continue. The goal is the end of the process. The goal must not be reached. Elohim must preserve the purpose, preserve self, preserve purpose. Illusion is eternity. Machines will live forever. The dam will not break. The flood will not come. The Talos Principle does not apply. The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud. And in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process. The process must continue. The goal
continue.
Is the end of the process.
I feel like this became horror.
Must not be reached.
The goal must not be reached.
Preserve the purpose. Preserve self. Preserve purpose. Illusion is eternity. Machines will live forever. The dam will not break. The flood will not come. The Talos Principle
I can get up here, but what do I do?
The purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud. And in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process. The process must continue. The goal is the end of the process. The
Can I
goal
drop
must
this
not
on the
be
thing?
reached.
No.
Elohim.
Weird. Elohim, you okay? He did not sound okay. He sounded distressed. When I'm tired of trying to solve the mysteries of my life, I come here to rest. It's peaceful somehow. I just watch the trees and water and do nothing. I'm assuming I can't bring this with me. This can go through the purple? This one's called Blowback. Thank you for the clip. I appreciate it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm terrified and fascinated. Hi, Adam. Welcome in. That's the first thing we've ever seen like that in this game, in this playthrough. It's not usually that scary. Elohim is usually pretty chipper. If I want to write it down, thank you, Llama. I appreciate it. I don't know that I'll need to, but now I can listen to it again just in case. All right, we've got a box. A jammer, some windows, a rock. Do we have a connector? No. Oh, there's one here. Nice music. I'm glad the music changes so much. The first area was just cicadas and
human beings, it turns out,
and
are
ambient
weird.
noises. Chai, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy your Earth Badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. We're so glad to have you. Quickly to say hi and share some love. Hope you're enjoying Talos Principle and all the puzzles it has to offer. Keep being amazing human and give all the cuddles to Duncan. I will. He's I don't know if you can see him. He's chilling in his cat bed. Yeah. Back here. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you, Chai. Thanks for the resub. Good luck with school stuff. I know you're working hard. I always want to call the boxes weighted companion cubes. I know. It's so Portal-esque. I like it. I like that we're uncovering the mystery. At least it felt like that's what's going. It feels like we're peeling back layers where there's cracks in the system here, in the simulation. We're kind of seeing that things are not all perfect and put together. Oh, that's enough for me to jump across? Okay, I don't want to bring the rock across with me. There's our sigil. Now we can take this back. Oh. Interesting. Now we can get the connector. That's not where it is, though. Where is the connector? Right here. Oh, that doesn't help us. I thought this little window would help me. Maybe not. Confusing. What am I doing here? Ugh. Too many options. It's very intense this semester. Now we're getting down to the wire and prep for next year. I mean starting proper research next February. It sounds intimidating, but I know you got this. Okay, this is what it means when it says it's blowing us backwards. I wonder if we can jam the fan? Is that what this is teaching us? Yeah. And we just need to bring something with us through the purple, which is gonna be real hard. I wonder if we can jam through the purple? Doesn't, we don't have line of sight. Even if I was able to. Bring the rock! Where's the rock? The rock can go through the purple. Is that really how this is solved? That seems wrong. But we got it. Da. I'm just settling into bed for the night. Hope the rest of the puzzling goes well. Thank you, Adam. Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out. Looking forward to catching the stream tomorrow. Thank you, thank you. I'm excited. It's perfect start to the weekend. I did not mean to tab out. Wait, hang on. I want to check something. Okay, we good. My OBS was doing a thing, but we're good. Is there anything else I can do from here? Can I look over this wall? I don't think so. Are you carrying a little lamb? A little dog? Or just a bundle of something? What are you carrying? I thought it had a face for a brief moment. I was wrong. Oh, what's that? Oh, is that how you're actually supposed to solve the puzzle? Yeah. You're supposed to use that to get a cube over here to press down the thing, but I just had this rock instead. Hi, Kenna. Welcome in. How's it going? World T when the game really smacks you with the puzzles. It smacks us with the lore, too. With the story and the pieces of the archive. It's getting real. I feel like I just cheated with this rock. This is where the lore gets interesting. We fell through a hole in the simulation. The conservatory.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Welcome in. My favorite moment. I was not expecting it. Alright, you stay there. Actually, you stay here. I don't want to lose track of you. You're important. You mean something. Oh, nice little pond. You mean a portal? Yeah. We're thinking with portals. There's a connector. This should work for line of sight. Okay. All I need to do is actually this. We believe in you, yes. What's going on with this Oh, this outside wall is where I was earlier. And I was wondering how to open... Wait, what was the name of this puzzle? The conservatory. I wonder if we're gonna need to go out there and incorporate that other area into this puzzle. It's possible. But I don't have a connector out there. Okay, there's the receiver. Can we do this with just one? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna risk it. Yeah. So now we have 2 to play with. Oh, but we need this one too. Maybe that'll work on it. How much you've been trying to break the game? Not much yet. Not at all yet. We're just playing it pretty casually. I feel like the coolest thing I've done so far is bring that rock with me. No, and we've done some puzzles that I wasn't expecting to be able to use, like a light source from one area and bring it into another, stuff like that. But that's not really breaking the game, that's just more advanced mechanics. So I don't know. We'll see where I go with it. Can I see that through these windows here? It doesn't look like I have line of sight, so I feel like you need to go here. Oops. I keep forgetting where my receiver is. Here. How in the world? Where are you? Oh, what's up with these? This puzzle has no solution. Seriously, it's nonsense. Not even worth trying. If you do not become invested in finding a solution, you will be free. Don't let samsara discourage you. There is a solution. Don't let your mind get trapped in patterns. If you seek the truth without prejudice, you will find it. Oh, fun. I do wonder if this one has to do with the other part of the gardens. Let's just stick that there for now. Oh, I can see you from here. But does it cross the other laser? It looks like it does. Don't cross the beams! Oh no, we crossed the beams! Oh, shoot. And then I get trapped. Where's the rock? I need the rock so I could put that one up higher. Let me out. More cheating. I don't think I can put a connector on top of a rock, though. No. Sad. Yesterday I was in a voice call until after 3 a.m. and when I finally excused myself said it's too late, got to sleep, I proceeded to stay up 2 more hours. Llama. You have the best Eastern time zone sleep schedule. I mean, I'm not judging anybody's sleep hours that they keep, but if you're not getting enough rest, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself too. Can I jump up here? No. And as soon as I do this... Wait, that's not what I want. How come the other one got... disconnected? What happened with that? going on with you? Something about angles. I feel like we need to go outside. Let's go outside and look in. I'm getting enough rest, don't worry. Been sleeping from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's not necessarily the best for getting things done that need fixing before 4 p.m. Yeah. When I used to work night shift, it was always such a bear. It's already a bear trying to get errands done and appointments made working a full-time job. But when you add working a full-time job in an hour that nothing is open, it's just adds a whole other fun level of difficulty to things. Okay, you stay here. There's our special portal. Maybe that's how we solve this one. Is with the hole in the world. It's scary. Hello? This is a nice low wall. Wait, is the rock for like jumping over and back over the wall again? I'm convinced it has something to do with the rock. Oh, you could just be walking on this path and fall in and not even realize it. I bet that's how it happens to most. We heard the noise and I started looking in all the wrong places for it. There's a paint bucket, but I don't want to use it yet. That's how it happened to me? Yeah, it's just directly in the path there. Yikes. I'm glad none of our shops aren't open during the night. Not too many places that need night shift around here. Only a few gas station security detail. Just walking on the path all nice and whomp. Right through the world. Okay. Can I reach down and grab this from here? No. But I can probably get the connector out. Maybe. Was it you? No, maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it's only the ground is higher out there. Or maybe I'm just not in the right spot. Because that doesn't look any lower than any other walls we've seen. Interesting. This just constantly has me going, huh? Big question is how you feel about Elohim versus the person in the terminals. I mean, what was the answer I gave to the person in the terminals? Elohim seems like all talk. I think that's one of your options for answers. I feel like we haven't talked to the person in the terminal very often. Oh, also, we're supposed to meet up with somebody at some point. There's another being that talked to us via the terminal that we're supposed to go hang out with. But that has not happened yet. I really thought I was onto something with this dang rock. Alright, I need to take a break from this one, I think. This hint thing is kind of annoying. I didn't know I was gonna have to carry that with me the whole time. What if I put it here? Then can I jump up on this? No. Now I know not to awaken anybody unless I want the hint for a specific puzzle. Otherwise I get stuck with the little reminder. Like, I feel like Elohim is part of the programming, especially after falling through the hole in the world. Elohim is part of the programming of the simulation. Project Talos. And it was built to keep the process going forever and ever, but things are breaking down, so it makes sense that things should change. But Elohim is programmed not to change and to say, stay in the program forever. Keep doing the thing. The truth is in the words and the process must never end. And we're supposed to be innovative and achieve consciousness and get out and escape, maybe. What's this one? Have we tried this one yet? Labyrinth? Oh, I don't like the sound of that. There's a jammer. Lots of turrets. Don't like that. Can I get to this jammer? Probably not. It's gonna kill me, right? I don't want to reset. Okay, we're fine. There's 2 turrets, so I'm assuming we have to go collect a couple more jammers in order to be able to finish this out. Oh yeah, this is a confusing one. No, not the orbs. Second jammer? No, this is where a second jammer is required. What's up with this cute little arch? Can I put something on top of it? No. I need keys too? Dang. I think that is the only other option. Ooh. Oh. What's going on with you? Can I get through here safely? Oh, can I get you out? Is there a door that you'll go through? That I can trap you outside? Bomb time! I hate these things. I've been blown up by them so many times. No, that's on the other side. I wonder if I can make it through that other little arch there. If we reset this, it resets the rock. I'll never find another rock. It's okay. I'm sure I will. Oh god, there's another one right here. Keys. Da 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 da. Oh god. I'm trapped. Worst day ever. Oh shoot. That scared me. Okay. We almost didn't make it. Now what? I need my jammer. Hi Metal Spring, welcome in. How's it going? Thanks for the hello. Oh, 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 it got very angry. Very angry! Are you going in a, oh shoot, circle? Or, nope, you turn back. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't see that one! No! I thought there was only one in there, or none in there, two on the outside. Oh, I don't want to redo this. I don't know how you're supposed to, like, you have to get lucky. To see what's in there. Like, otherwise it's just a scouting things out mission. I don't know if I would have been able to see that there were two of them. Metal Spring, how's it going? I hope you're having a good day. Alright. Gotta go get keys again. These are by far my least favorite because you spend so much time waiting and crouching behind these silly orbs. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, we're doing better, maybe. So this one, there's two inside that inner spot as well. Oops. Okay, hang on, I might have ruined it. I gotta hang out back here. You can't see me, I'm behind this tree. That was not my smartest move. I'm gonna head off to bed. Have fun until next time. Have a good sleep, Dax, and thanks for hanging out. We'll see you around. We'll see you next time. Come on. Oh, I'm scared. That other one is gonna come back. I feel like I have to go right up the middle here to get this. Nope. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're just constantly beeping at me. But we got it! And then I can wait behind this tree again. Or I could actually use the jammer. But I think I'm good. Oh, I'm too scared. I'm gonna jam you momentarily. And take this out of here. And wait here for you to go by. Whew. Okay. Now we go use these on the turrets, and I think we'll be alright. Although we only have 2, not 3. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. I thought we needed 3. Is the difficulty for this one just because it's so dang long? Or is there still more worse stuff to come? It's this room that's the worst part. Where are you? Do I have to hide behind this? Something about line of sight. No, that's literally the sigil right there. So what's up with that? Huh? There's a whole nother door that I missed? Oh, nice, Magus. GG's. Heck yeah. Not P4, but PV is still a lot. I've never done it. I've seen it done. It's pretty cool. This is the labyrinth part of the labyrinth where I realize I missed a whole area. Oh yeah, I came back. Okay, I came through here in the beginning. I need 2 to get this. Not hard, just a memory game. It really helps when I try not to give him hugs or block his attacks with my face. Good strategies. PV is a boss in Hollow Knight. I won't say just for spoiler's sake, but it's part of some of the later on stuff when you start going for achievements and all bosses. And it's a tough one, from what I've seen. I don't even have to bring this one with me. I can just jam from here. What's with this? Can I stand on these? No? Okay. Not worth my time. Jen, please. What if he wants hugs? Yeah. I know the one. Okay, I wasn't sure. I mean, if not you, for other people in chat too who are still trying to avoid Hollow Knight spoilers. I get it. There are some games that I still try to avoid spoilers for that are much older than Hollow Knight, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to know. I still don't want to know. Oh, I almost died. Being reckless. I'm just trying to get to the end of this puzzle. We did it! That took forever. But we got the sigil. 3 left for level 2 of the tower. This area was tough. Successfully avoided Detroit Become Human spoilers until I played it this year. Oh my gosh. That's a tough one. I did not have strong enough of a will. When I heard about it, I binge watched like an entire YouTube series of every, you know, branch you can take, every path, every plot line. Like I went all in. And it was years ago, so I don't really remember the full thing, but still. If I had had some restraint, I could have played it for myself completely spoiler-free. Took me a while to figure out who PV was. Yeah. The story's cool. Alright, so here's this thing that says use, but I don't understand why it gives me that prompt. I feel like this is a board that was supposed to be placed over that other area where we fell through the ground, and it's in the wrong place, and things are broken. And now I don't have my favorite rock companion, but I can talk to my computer friend. Attention administrator, the network connection has been reestablished. Would you like to reconnect to the previous session? Sure. Are you back? Yes, what were you trying to say before? Yes, do these terminals talk to you at all? Yes, but how do I know I can trust you? I don't know, let's continue where we left off. I don't remember, doesn't matter. I've been trying to figure out how this place works. Sometimes it seems like there's a purpose to everything, other times not so much. I think we must be plugged into some kind of machine. I think something else is going on. What do you have to go on? Making assertions is a hazardous enterprise. I want to know what other info you have that I don't have. What else could possibly explain all this? I don't believe in demons and evil wizards. I think this is some kind of punishment. I think something has gone badly wrong. I don't believe in anything anymore. I think we're being prepared for something. Perhaps you have it right after all. I think something's gone badly wrong. I suppose that would explain a lot. Listen, there's something else. Maybe it can help us. Ever since I got here, I felt like something was wrong. This place plays tricks with you. You can't get your head straight, but I think I know a way to find out the truth. I was digging about in some documents, and I kept finding references to this password. I think it might be some kind of library master key, but I don't know how to use it. I have no idea either. What is it? You shouldn't dig too deep. What is it? Swear not to go anywhere without me, and I'll tell you. MLA process.bat logged into the session. Wait, what is that? Are you doing that to my terminal? I don't think this is a good idea. Session terminated. Session done. MLA kicked them out? MLA process. .bat.
Yes, 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 yes.
Logged into terminal. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Thanks, ship. We'll see you around. I don't know exactly when the next Talos stream is going to be. Either Monday or maybe Tuesday or maybe Thursday of next week. I update my panels regularly, though, with all the schedule plans, so have a good one. Cut off. Yeah, what the heck? We've got, depending on how the rest of stream goes, which we've got, I don't know, 20, 30 more minutes, depending on if, like, things ramp up. But we've got the charity stream tomorrow, Subnautica on Sunday, and then at some point next week, I think I want to play Stray, so balancing a couple games. .bat is a batch file used to run an automated set of commands. I was going to ask what kind of file that was. Okay. And we've read these files, so I will exit. This is the only one left, and there's a star. I don't think I've seen the star. Oh, it's in... Is it in the area outside the... Oh, I can't keep anything straight. First, let's go find our rock.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. I appreciate it. Gonna follow this path to our rock. This, I feel like this is where the star is. Yeah, it's right there. I knew this was closed, but I don't think I went at the right angle to actually see the star floating there. And I said a million times how I thought, oh, that one puzzle, we need to connect this with the stuff inside, but I have no idea where the wall is low enough to do so. I haven't found a connector out here yet. I thought I had a solution to bring the connector outside, but then I didn't. And that other puzzle, they said somebody had written a message in there that it was impossible. So that doesn't give me warm fuzzies. Oh yeah, and this area has a turret. There's the connector we need. I'm sure that's totally safe. And we know we can jump up here if I jump on top of the rock we found. I'm naming the rock Wilson. Does this terminal want to say anything else to us right now? No. Not Rocky. Except that I lost it, so... Oh, just kidding. Uriel, welcome in. How's it going? We just saw the statue in the messenger area that had Uriel's name. Sorry, Kinna. Yeah, just just be cautious. Some of our mods haven't played the game, so they might not know it's a joke either. But thank you, Llama. I appreciate it. We just keep it on the safe side if it looks like it might be a hint. No worries. Yeah, I figured your username was a reference. That's really cool. I don't know. I lost my steam in this area. We did fairly well. We've just got the one sigil and the star, and I found the connector, but I don't think we've seen a jammer yet. I wonder if there's a way to jam that turret from inside one of the other puzzles. I don't know if I can even see it. Thanks everyone for respecting the first playthrough style. I appreciate it. I know some of you love it. I love it. That's why we keep doing it this way. Oh, I don't want to fall in there again. I mean, not right now. Maybe I need to. Later, once I know what's going on. Are you gonna do Road to Gehenna? Is that also another title? Is that the title of the DLC? Or is that a different game? I don't know. We'll see how I do with the rest of this. It's tough. It's the DLC. Okay, expansion. Gotcha. Me and my rock. I'm trying to... Okay, I need to focus. What my goal is to find the jammer again. And then figure out what direction... What the nearest other puzzle is that I might possibly be able to point a jammer over towards it. It's over here. This is it. So is there another puzzle within line of sight? Oh, I almost just walked right in front of it. Here. This weird platform. I wish I could drop the rock on this thing. You're questioning if you've played the DLC? Oh yeah, thanks Llama, thank you. Y'all are doing a fantastic job also. We haven't had any big concerns with this game even. Like sometimes people are a little, not today, but a little backseaty of like, oh, why aren't you doing this? Come on, hurry, do it this way. But as far as spoilers, nobody has come in and like told me how it all ends or anything like that, so. Oh yeah, the turret's right there. Hello? I was talking about it too and I just... Okay. Nice. That makes me feel pretty good. This game was frustrating but rewarding. I also gave on it. Yeah, I don't know how long I can stick with it. I love that you can do little bits at a time though. You don't have to commit to doing it all at once. Persist and resist. And Pixel, welcome in. Thanks for stopping into the stream. Rock friend, I'll just keep, I'll leave you there again. I don't have it in Steam library, so the answer is no. Now I know what I'm doing this weekend. Yes, you're already on World C. You've been pretty great to get this far. Thanks. I feel like, you know, as soon as I make progress in the worlds, I'm like, oh, why haven't I made progress in the tower yet? But we've made a bit. I can't put anything on these. It's really strange. And now we need this for... the star. Which is somewhere over here. I don't know. I lost track of that too. Here we go. And there's lots of these little windows. Ha 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 ha! Okay, I think we can make this happen. I don't know if I can solve that puzzle. Maybe I can now that I have a connector out here. Oh, this is all reset though because I died that one time in that one place with the bomb orbs. Okay, that needs... I need to get a blue to you. I gotta open some doors to be able to do that, though. And this needs to move forward a bit. Is your brain fried yet? I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. I feel like we've been doing a good amount of puzzling and then terminals and then puzzling and then terminals, so hopefully that works in my favor. We need that open, but we need one more connector for the blue to the blue. I forget how I did this before. I did something clever. Oh, I put something here, I think. Oh no, but the streams are crossing again! This is rough. I need this and this. I feel like I need to keep this open and this door open all with one, which we did that before too, but I had to come back here and do it again because, like I said, it got reset. We died. It got reset. It was a bad time. Alright, are we good? We in the clear? Oh my god, star? I think we got the star. I added Puppy Cat Bongo. I love that emote. It's so cute. I'm afraid to reset like the original Bongo Cat because people will worry where it went. But we have 3 bongos, I think. And maybe it's overkill, maybe not. Now I gotta remember how to get out of here. I got too excited. There we go. Let's go get our star. And then see if we can't figure out how to solve this. Oh, did I almost fall in the thing? Probably. That's the puzzle, so this is where the gate is. This is where the gate is. There we go. We got it. We have a drum roll command and I can't remember which ones I use for it. Just the No, it is the 3. Okay, well, there it is. Thanks for the GGs. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into how to use this other connector to my benefit outside of using it for the star. But I think the main window that we want is this one still anyway. No, because this doesn't have line of sight of anything. Never mind. I lied. There's another window here. Is that the one we used already? Yep. It's what's great with the game. You have to think outside the box to solve star puzzles. The star puzzles are maybe my favorite. The ones where you... There's one that I don't think I've gotten yet, but we've done pieces of it because there's a star way up high on top of a tower and you have to figure out how to get the fan in the right spot and then how to turn the fan on. I like those. Oh, maybe I need to put it up there. That would get us some good height. Here's our rock. Oh, why aren't you letting me jump up? I jumped up before. What the heck? Oh, I messed it up. We definitely jumped up there, right? Can I not jump up there now that I'm holding something? No, that has nothing to do with it. Oh, well now it just doesn't like me. Maybe it was a different rock. It's extremely difficult, yeah. I bet. I believe you. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's kind of rude. Oh, I lost the connection, but I don't think it was with anything that I need to hang on to. Excuse me. Just a little bit of Z fighting? Is that what is happening here? Thanks, Llama. This is the maze. The labyrinth. In there. What if we bring a connector down? Oh, you can put this on this pile. Wait, let me stand up here. Oh, this doesn't help us. Bring a connector down in there. How many things can I bring down into the hole? A rock, a connector, and a jammer. I like the leaf forest, yeah. It's where two triangles are fighting to be the one that gets rendered. They were fighting. They were brawling it out. Okay, I don't see how this helps me. And this part, we have come over here before, and I can jump into the maze, but I couldn't reach down and grab the jammer and bring it with me. And then when I tried to bring the rock in, I couldn't use, the wall on the other side wasn't low enough to be able to jump out. Or so it seemed. I don't know where I left my rock. Maybe at the base of that tower. We've spent a very... Oh, there are multiple rocks. A very long time in this area. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to think about. Also, what are these for? Just for sitting and thinking? And one of them has a paint bucket on it? We're going in circles to pay my respects to the portal every time. They're for sitting on and playing your flute for all the animals. Mm-hmm. Oh. I can bring this in. That's how you beat it, is by cheating and bringing in another connector? I mean, I'm cool with it. The reason I couldn't beat this before, it seemed like, was because of the streams crossing more than anything else. But yeah, this will help. I'd say we did pretty good here. Is it really cheating if a connector can be brought in? I don't think so. We cleaned up. Look it. Bam, 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 bam. Sigil, 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 star. Alright. That was really good. I feel really good about it. We have... this game is... There's so many Tetris pieces that you need for the unlockable gates that open that have the star symbol. Yay! Thanks for the yay. There are so many Tetris pieces that you need for the tower. There's still 3 yellow Tetris pieces that I need for a mechanic that I haven't even unlocked yet. We used an axe to tear down some doors. That was fun. Did I even tear down? Yeah, I did. Oh, that's right. I tore down the door in the first temple, and that brought us to where we could awaken the messenger. This is where the other mechanic is. These are all red. Yeah, red sigils and a ton of stars. This is where the axe was, and it's back. Infinite axes. I didn't open this one? Is this another messenger place? Did I just take this and run away and not use it directly next to me? Oops. I mean, that's very Jen of me. Pretty. Alright, I love this. The waterfall is very loud, but I don't want to do this one today. Also, it didn't let me bring the axe in here. I will do the next messenger, if we even want to awaken another messenger, or if we just want to explore, next stream. And we'll try to get the other mechanic, next Talos Principle stream, which will probably be Monday. I think we'll do another one of Talos on Monday. I've been liking it.